So Metatron, he controls the Akashic records, and he also is controller of the I believe it's the Cube of Merkaba, which deals with sacred geometric procedures as well there too. Sacred geometry. I'm trying to remember how that went. So his sigil I drew in pink. I believe that's a color associated with him. And same as I did with Michael, I sat down in meditation and I stared at it and opened the sigil up. I had noticed a flash of light. This is during the day. I'd noticed a flash of light during the day, and while there wasn't necessarily a pressure placed on me as much as it was with Michael, because I believe Michael is more direct. Metatron, he was able to help heal me of certain chronic pains that I had. At least the desire I had put out was that I had pains in my back, and his influence had helped reduce that to where I no longer need to visit a chiropractor anymore to take care of that. I'm very thankful about that, and I've also kept in touch with him since then. One of his main things, because he deals with the Akashic records, it also is a record of what you think. So I like the fact that I have someone kind of keeping me accountable as well. You know, that he keeps tabs on how I'm doing, and he kind of propels me to do better for myself. You know, at least that's my understanding of working with him. You know, he tells me to control some of my addictions and some of my negative thoughts I have of people, and at least in my work with him so far. And you know, just I know that he's there, you know, protecting and guiding me. The way I've noticed sometimes when he wants to talk, I see people with pink hair a lot, or the color pink being associated with him. I see the color pink a lot. It could be sometimes people wearing pink shirts. So I'll go, if I see a lot of pink, I may go and contact or attempt to contact Metatron and see if there's anything specific that he wants to impart on me.
So what is the specific relationship with colors to these entities?
There's a particular color that each spirit is attached to. So in my understanding, Michael's is blue, Metatron's is pink. Sometimes I talk with Gabriel. I know him as or her for that matter. Her dealing with orange. Although in an elemental form, blue is another color that Gabriel will deal with. Sandalphon is red, for example. Raziel, like an indigo. Who else have I spoken with in that regard? Ariel is also pink. The feminine form of Uriel. Anybody else? I'm not recalling anybody else like that, but there's a particular color. Remember, color is a vibration, and it's a form of energy. So they associate themselves with these things based on the kind of energy that they have. You understand? You understand how that works?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. But yeah, so that's how I associate those two spirits, specifically Michael with blue, Metatron with pink. If you want, I can move over to Dantalian now. Huh?
Specifically with Metatron.
Yes.
What happened when you channeled that specific angel, and what came of that experience, and what was its message? Like,
oh yeah, that's what I was just saying before. It was a healing type of action that it did. So it took care of some chronic health issues that I had, minor more so, but they were bugging me for several years. And on top of that, what I had with the message I had with Metatron, at least kind of on an ongoing basis, I was saying he keeps me accountable. So he as one who keeps track of the Akashic records, right? He keeps me accountable so that I have good thoughts, I have good actions. You know, that I'm not going down the wrong path with certain behaviors or things of that nature that take me away from my capacity to evolve and to grow as a person. Is what basically, well, it's my work. Both most what when I'm working with the spirits, that's essentially the undercurrent. It's my growth as a person, spiritual growth, mental growth, physical growth. But yeah, I may ask these angels or demons for that matter for specific help in certain acute circumstances as well. And again, I'm very thankful for what all the spirits do for me in that regard.
Do you want to talk about the differences then between an angel and a demon?
I do. So the way angels work and the way demons work, they're remember everything in the universe is a fractal. So as above, so below, as within, as without. They do act as intelligences, and they are a particular energy attuned to a particular force in the universe. I'm taking also some from angels and archangels as well, and then some of the work I've done with demons as well. That several authors have wrote. I'm somewhat studied on them more than practice, but the way angels work is they're, I guess, beings of light in a sense, in one way of thinking, but they're also tied to the planetary energies and zodiacal energies as well. Demons are a manifestation also of yourself, but of the subconscious, whereas an angel is tied to the higher self of your spiritual and self. Um, so that's why it's important not to think of them as good or evil, because really, by resisting one side or the other, working with one side or the other, that is, you're also resisting aspects of yourself. And you can get into a little bit of that in shadow work, but it's really hurtful and it doesn't integrate you if you fall under the religious precept of demons bad, angels good. Because it's also they work in their own way. They have a different morality than people do. And if you were to ask them for help, they'll do it in the way they feel is best, which may or may not end up working for certain people. Like they will grant you what you ask for as long as it's within their purview to grant it. But you got to think about how it's also done, because both angels and demons will go by the easiest, most expedient way possible to get to what you need done or what you've asked them to do. Does
So
that make
how is
sense?
it done?
How is it done?
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
what
they
means will
go
they
and
use?
go ahead.
What means will they use to follow through with these actions?
I mean, especially with archangels and demons, they both have ties to the natural world or the physical world. Um, they will make situations manifest. They don't. You can't just like ask them and they snap their fingers and immediately it happens. They move things around. They move events around. They move people around specifically to help manifest what it is that you've asked them to do. And that's kind of more or less the crux of working with any of these spirits or beings. And they also, they have kind of a mentorship aspect as well, in certain regards, or they may assist you in doing certain things in the spirit realm as well, because again, everybody has a connection to that in certain ways, whether you know it or not. But again, it's like you make a connection with them by working with them, by having as much items and colors and actions associated with them as possible in the vicinity when you're asking them to come into your presence. And they, as part of that relationship, and as your power increases, also as your spiritual power, your mastery over the spiritual realm increases, they're more apt to work with you. The better your connection, the better your spiritual connection and spiritual mastery is as well.